What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Ghost Cult Magazine podcast. I'm your host, Keefe. Today's podcast features an interview with Martin Lopez from Soen. Soen's new album, Lotus, comes out on February 1st via Silver Linings Records, and we had a great time chatting with the former Opeth drummer all about Soen and the evolution of the band over the last few years and the last few albums. Check it out. Love the record. Been spending some time with it this week, getting ready. Really excited for the fourth Soen record, Lotus. And I wanted to jump in and discuss that. It's a very complex and progressive record, but it seems like the most sort of well-balanced record from song to song. I love all the records equally, but I think this one's got sort of the best mix, if you will, of songs. And I wonder if that's, a result of all your hard work or the new members. But I wanted to start there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we put a lot of effort into finding the right balance throughout the album, because I think even if I really like Likaya, I think it has the thing where songs tend to remind of each other a little bit too much sometimes. So I think that on this album we kind of found a better balance and also different sound on each song. So it's actually a little bit more entertaining to listen to.
Definitely, and it's got kind of a journey, if you like the whole record, sort of from start to finish, like a good book. And now, obviously, Lars and Stefan are, relatively not new, but newer, and obviously Cody is brand new to the band. But I'm glad you mentioned Likaya, because I wonder if the Likaya Revisited project didn't help inform this album also a little bit.
I think it did, but mainly pointing out what we have done wrong, because of mainly Joel and I were never really satisfied with Likaya. I think Lars and Stefan weren't that satisfied either, mainly with the sound and just the whole idea of doing of mastering it again and everything kind of pointed us on the right direction to what we did wrong on that album. And it was mainly on the production side. So on this album we kind of just were very, very careful in not making the same mistakes again. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, excellent. Good answer. What I wanted to sort of build off of that and say, did your producers on the record, I know you've produced records yourself, you work with many different great producers, but I wonder if also David and Iñaki had something to do with that as well.
They had a lot to do with it. I mean, we always kind of have, we always had the same vision of how we want our albums to sound. But it seems like we never get there, and I think that David kind of took us by the hand and just led us through, and kind of showed us everything we need to do to get to that vision, and I think that bringing him in to produce the album was by far the best choice we ever made. I think that he's been in contact with us for a lot. We know the guy very well, and we know that he loves our music. So he knew exactly what we needed, that helps a lot.
Of course. I was sort of looking back at the discography here, and it seems like you guys are putting out your fourth record in almost less than 8 years, which seems really prolific. And I know from talking to you in the past that you work on your craft. You work on your craft all the time for drumming, but do you guys write all the time, or you and Joel work on song ideas often? Because this is very prolific for any band to put out this much music.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see this as some kind of it's an obsession. It's a place where we can just do this and kind of release everything else, and it's just such a it's a mix between a really pleasant moment and also an obsession that we need. We have this thing where we have to be trying to, try to surpass ourselves musically. It's because there's really no this when you play this kind of music, there's not really a goal, a financial goal behind it. It's just this thing when you love music and you're kind of obsessed, so you're just writing music all the time, and for us it seems like every 2 years we kind of feel that all right, we have something that is better than the last album, and we just release it. But yeah, we're constantly working with it. I mean, it's just maybe 2 months after being done in the studio, we just relax, but then we run it again.
Of course, and obviously, as we mentioned, with a relatively new lineup, it seems like you and Joel have really rebuilt the band from when you started. And I wanted to ask about Cody, because the guitar stuff here is, obviously all of it is exceptional, but Cody's work is great, and I wanted to ask about how you guys met up with him and how you decided to add him to the band.
Well, we had, I think Marcus left, like a few weeks before we had the Wacken open air show, and we entered the studio. So we were kind of desperate to find someone. And I knew all these, guitar players that would fit and do an okay job, but we wanted to have someone new. So a friend of mine told me to check the Instagram, because there's a lot of kids playing guitar there and showing their chops and whatever. So I just got in there and started checking guitar players, and found 100. Contacted a few, got in touch with a few of them, and sent them. I think I sent the song Lotus from the new album, and asked them just to play a solo on it throughout the whole song. And just Cody's solo was just fucking, it just emotionally was, he just got the feel so perfectly. It was exactly what Joel and I and Lars and Stefan wanted for that song. So after that, I just, started sending him riffs and going through with him. And then also the guy, as is just, you need to fit as a person, because you will have on tour, it's five grown-ups sitting in a bus for a month. You need to be there with someone you like, otherwise it's hell. And he just fit in perfectly in all aspects, so we're really, really happy to have the guy on board.
Terrific, man. I love that hell reference, because of course, hell can totally be other people if you pick the wrong guy or gal. It could be bad.
No, it's just, and even more when you get to this age, it's just you do this because you love touring, because you love to play those shows, and this is just something that you look forward to. And if you pick the wrong guy, you're just messing up what you like the most.
True. I wanted to also talk about the artwork, because it's really striking and different than anything I've seen in a long time. This cover artwork is by, I'm probably going to say this wrong, Relia?
I think it's Vrilia.
Oh, thanks. I knew I was going to butcher that totally. But what a wonderful.
The W is not American.
Oh, there you. Of course. As is, nothing is in the rest of the world, especially Sweden. But the artwork is really amazing. Really wonderful color against the black background, and is like very, sort of perfectly hand in hand with the record, because the album has all kinds of symbols and maybe faces of the moon and an eye, and all these things kind of tie right into some of the songs, it seems. So I wanted to ask about the symbol and how closely you worked with the artist.
We worked really close. I think it's the first time that we actually made a cover starting from the ideas behind the album. So I got in touch with this artist that is amazing, and just told her what we wanted to represent, what the album was about, and she started putting my words into symbols somehow, and until she got to this amazing cover that we have today, and after that we also brought this designer into the picture to get it, everything over to a CD, and it was a lot of fun. Stephanie Pearl who took the picture. I mean, it was a lot of people involved, and all of them amazing artists. So I really think it's a great cover, and just the CD being different, that you open it in the middle and everything. I think it's worth the money,
Packaging helps, and definitely I do understand that there's it's a very unique package, especially the CD.
Yeah, I agree.
And Stephanie is very well known. She's terrific in the scene. Everybody knows her work, so that's awesome. It's good that you got to work with her.
Yeah, I didn't know her before though. I think Vrilia told me that I should check out that like her photography would fit this whole package, and I agree. She's great.
Awesome. And then on another element of the arts, let's talk about the Martyrs video, because it is mind-blowing. Definitely the best video Soen has ever had, and it's it's beautifully shot. The story is compelling. What a fantastic video you guys put together for Martyrs.
Thanks a lot. The idea behind the video was pretty much, I think we were sitting on a plane and talking and just going through okay, we need to do a video. We need to do a couple of videos. What do we do? And just going through different topics, we came to this about having drag queens, because we know that this producer is friends with one drag queen that has have done a lot of interesting stuff before. So when we came to that topic, we kind of felt just doing that will make people talk. Some people angry and all that, and automatically we felt like, all right, yeah. I mean, if you make a video with 5 guys dressing as women, 2018, and people get pissed off, there's something wrong. We have to do it. So it just made it itself. It's as we expected, a lot of people just freaked out, and emailed us, and people telling us, I used to love your band, but now I cannot support you anymore. And it's really, really strange for us.
What a strange
we got a lot of people telling that we have a liberal agenda, and everything that we do is politically with a charge and everything. And it's like, we musicians, we musicians, we support anyone who wants to do whatever they want to do, as long as they don't hurt anyone else. But we we're not going that far with our thoughts. It's just art, and it's just something that we feel is completely okay, and it should be accepted, because if you don't accept that, then there's just something wrong with you. Besides any kind of, it's not about politics. It's not if you're right or left or whatever. It's just common sense, to accept people as they want to be. So we felt that we needed to do that.
Well said. If people were offended, good. It's not.
I don't get it.
I don't either. Yeah.
I just can't understand how people can get offended by that. Honestly.
Well,
because you get you can look at a Cannibal Corpse video with dead babies and whatever, and you're okay with that, but then you see 5 guys dressing as women and you're freaked out, and cannot listen to this band anymore. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
just so insane for me.
It's funny, people can listen to challenging music, but they don't want their beliefs challenged, huh?
Yeah, if there's beliefs behind that, I think it's just, I don't know, some kind of strange fear for something. I don't know.
Always.
But yeah, you're completely right.
Always. Just to wind things down, Martin, and again, I always appreciate your time. What are you looking forward to with Soen for 2019? Beside the new record?
We have a couple of tours of Europe, and we're looking forward to that. We started rehearsing some, and this is kind of a portion of the payback for all the effort and all the hard work. So we're looking to go on tour and share it with with our audience, and then also looking at the possibility to get over to North America and tour a little bit over there too.
We would love to have you back, so please come back.
Thanks.
I hope it can work out. I know it's a crazy time and rather costly, and a lot of things have to work right.
It's actually really tough now with the visas now.
Sure.
It's really weird. It's not like it back in the days where you just had to go to the embassy and everything was fine. Now it's really harder, a lot harder, and it's making it very difficult for European bands to get to the States. And I don't even imagine to bands from other continents than Europe.
Indeed, I hope it gets worked out, and if not, maybe we'll have to see you in Canada or Mexico. But
Definitely.
Because we need your music back on this side of the globe, my friend.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Once again, Martin from Soen, great to hear from you. The new record is Lotus, coming out this winter. Thanks for spending some time with Ghost Cult Magazine, Martin. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks to you, man. Thanks. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for checking out today's podcast. Follow, like, and subscribe wherever you hear these podcasts. Also, check out Ghost Cult Magazine on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And finally, check us out at ghostcultmag.com. We're out. Peace.